All right, I think we're live. I still have to post a lot of things, but I want to get round one. This should be live. Someone needs to check this for me. This should be live. Welcome to the Vault Tour. We're a little bit behind schedule, but we're good. Hold on, we'll be right back. All right, we're here. We're doing it. Let me set up some things. Welcome back, everyone. I have to send out a bunch of texts to people to make sure that people know this is happening, but we're casting. We're live. This is the round one of the Pax Unplugged Vault Tour. This is Archon, and I have Mac. Let's see, is it this? Properties. This is Matt. and then his deck is Volstrom, right? That's him. And then we have this. This is Mac. I don't have an Enye, but that's Senora. All right, and we have a game underway. Let me know if everything's all right. Make sure you guys can hear me. I'm just making sure, doing all my double checks. But we have a game on our hands. I wonder what houses and what sets they're playing. I don't even know. I don't know anything about this game. Let me go return this, and good luck to the contestants. All right, here we are setting up. Let me put me away. Boop. So this is Yeti Gaming right now. They're making sure that everyone... Okay, so they're reading each other's lists, which is great, good for them. But Yeti's making sure that everything starts at the right time. Go Yeti. Yeti's been... Oh my god, Yeti's been phenomenally helpful. Right now I'm just making sure that everyone knows that this is going on. Everyone can hear me, right? I've got audio. Yeah, I've got everything good, right? We're live, we are recording, correct. We are streaming. And I mean, here we go. We got a game. Oh, and this is round 1. This is... Oh right, okay. So we have great. First round is it's a Coda deck on the right by Mac, and because you can tell it by this hunting witch unless it's legacy. I don't think so. And then Matt goes with the Worlds Collide deck. So a big question I'm going to be asking during this event is Worlds Collide going to stack up in this meta? I think it will. I'm not sure. I think that Coda's a better deck. I think Coda, you end up with better cards and you end up having better decks that are faster overall. Oh, there goes the Flaxia. Oh, look, it's round 1. Everyone's still having fun. Flaxia doesn't trigger if you have fewer creatures out. Mac is... You've got to look at the cards in his hand. Okay. But, you know, it's round 1. Everyone's just, you know, playing casual. Everyone's figuring out their cards as they go along. This is the first Vault Tour for a lot of people. We're here in Philadelphia. So, if you look at this, you can see that Mac is off to a crazy good start. I'm saying that Coda has a faster start, and with the Hunting Witch and 3 creatures, one of them being a Flaxia, Mac is already at 6 Amber. He holds on to that that mimicry though, after falsely playing it, and I've seen bad plays happen when people hold on to mimicries. It's a chain in your hand, and we know that that Matt here is going to try to kill that Hunting Witch and reduce Mac's efficiency as much as possible. So I don't see Mac going Untamed again. He does draw 2 Untamed cards, so I guess that's fine. Yeah, it's a Coda Rush. I wouldn't call it a Coda Rush. I think it's just a Coda deck, right? Coda decks go fast. Coda decks have a lot of crazy cards in them. I really want to see Mac kill the Hunting Witch here because it's lived for 2 turns. I guess he didn't have the opportunity to kill it with his Star Alliance creatures yet because they were exhausted due to Nocturnal Maneuver. So Mac is doing what little he can to defend the Hunting Witch while getting as much value out of it as possible. And hey, look, a 3rd turn. I guess the 2nd real turn with the Hunting Witch for Mac. This is a big deal. Yeah, and Mac gets the first key. That's very strong. It seems like Matt is playing efficiency on Star Alliance and Logos with the Shadows to... There's a lot of steel in Shadows Worlds Collide. So Mac having no Amber here, maybe he just doesn't... No, he's going to make Amber. He can't not make Amber with the Hunting Witch out. So that'll probably happen. But yeah, I'm surprised that Matt didn't stop the first key there. Ooh, the Grasping Vines, that really hurts. Those Anomaly Exploiters gave you no Amber when you play them, so setting them back a turn is really, really tough. Okay. Yeah. Excuse me here, I'm just doing a ton of logistics all at once. Okay, so he plays the Mimicry for Chimera Eclipse, keeps his Hunting Witch on the table, but puts his other 2 Untamed creatures back in the deck. I don't mind this play. I think racing for... Hi, Mom. That's my mom. I think racing for that 2nd key is correct. I mean, in all instances, because he knows he's got a faster deck, and trying to go faster is his game plan. I don't know if he would ever want to play Untamed again right after. How would he have stunned the Calvin? He reaps with the big twig. Calvin should be stunned and exhausted for that matter. But this is round 1, and for what it's worth, I'm not sure how strong players they are. I'm just doing 3 things at once right now. Great. So. Oh, he chose the other guy. I guess he didn't think out his whole turn in advance, but, you know, does Matt take this Calvin and run it right into the Hunting Witch? I mean, it almost looks like he has to, right? He's behind, he has no Amber. Or is it, he might have 3 Amber? I think those might be Amber of his. Maybe, they might be keys. Matt hasn't done a whole lot this game, and what he did do is he played the Anomaly Exploiters, but they got really set back. Yeah, look, Matt has no Amber yet. That's crazy. It's been 3-4 turns, and just running, you know, there hasn't been a lot of efficiency play out of Matt's deck yet, right? He had the Igor. He played some Star Alliance creatures. I've not been very impressed by Volstrom Bright this game, but I don't know. Will Mac just run away with this game? What does Matt have to come back? So he's not running Saurian, he's running Star Alliance. He probably has to run some nonsense Shadows plays to, like, here we go. Hugger Mugger for the steal and the mug is a really great bunch of Amber swing, and the sort of thing that Worlds Collide can provide a Shadows deck. More consistent steel in Shadows. Not like Shadows really needed more consistent steel, but you know, I think it's a decent start. I think Matt's goal needs to be to forge his first key before Mac forges his second key. If Mac can forge 2, then he's going to put Matt in a spot where he's not going to be able to come back. Matt needs to be able to actually play Logos. Look, he just threw a hologramophone, right? Yeah, the Star Alliance, so the Star Alliance is in there, gives you a bit of house cheating, and gives you a lot of efficiency plays. But look, they're not going to live to do what they need to do. Here's the Pawn Sacrifice, just more value from the Hunting Witch. He doesn't need an efficiency play. He could have mugged the Hunting Witch. He wanted to mug the Hugger Mugger because that's what he does. You Hugger Mugger, you play Mug on him, he doesn't die. That's the whole combo with those 2 cards. Mugging the Hunting Witch probably was a little stronger. But wow, look at Mac's hand, full of just total gas. This is a Shadows Untamed Logos list. I don't think he's touched Logos yet, but he has a Time Traveler in hand. Like, Mac is just going to accelerate so fast that that's going to get hit with the Nerve Blast. That's not going to be able to reap. Having those 2 Anomaly Exploders, I think, is the play of the game so far. I think the Nature's Grasp to the Grasping Vines to put those back into your hand stops Matt from drawing a bunch of cards, and really, this is finally his Logos turn. He's going to play 5 cards, gain 1 Amber, not put Mac in check. Does this have an Amber on it? It does have an Amber on it. So, this is a big deal, I think. That actually says your Amber cannot be stolen, which means that, I'm pretty sure that means the Nerve Blast is going to be blank too, because if you can't steal, the Nerve Blast doesn't actually deal 2 damage, which means the Bibliophile might actually live. Probably not, but it could happen. If the Bibliophile lives this turn, then Matt has a chance. But here comes Mac, still with the Hunting Witch on board from turn 0. Library access, he's going to play Dexter first for the Amber Capture to stop the Forge. And the draw card, Neutron Shark. Wow. I think Mac is trying to play the Neutron Shark as well, or I don't know what's actually happening here. A lot of things could be happening with this right here, but he's going to draw the card. Chaos Portal. He's just showing Matt all the cards. Maybe Matt isn't entirely familiar with the Chaos Portal and the Crazy Killing Machine. But here comes the big boy. It's the Time Traveler for 2 Amber and 3 cards play. The classic that you always get to pull off in all of your games. Wow. That is the most valuable Time Travel I've ever seen. Wow. And the Neutron Shark, too. It's not my place to correct board states. If he misses the 2 Amber, then that's too bad for him. But, okay, they fixed it. Okay. But yeah, Mac is just running away with this game. The Library Access is just a really big card. So Mac has this deck, Senora Slingshot Morgan Stem. It just has all of the best efficiency plays, it seems like, right? Or at least they're coming out at the right time. If this Hunting Witch had died when it should have, which is ever, this wouldn't be this much of a blowout. Okay, so the Help from Future Self actually gets discarded off the Neutron Shark, ending its effect, which is poetic. I wonder if there was any sort of sequencing misplays with that, because Library Access is all very confusing, but still, Mac is now at, what is that, 7 Amber? Matt still hasn't forged his first key. Still kind of rough. What could Matt have? I think Quintrino Flux is a strong card in this spot. It kills a lot of things of the same number, and there's a lot of 3s and 1s on the board, but you still got to kill the Hunting Witch. If Matt doesn't kill this Hunting Witch this turn, I think he loses. He's eyeing a Lay of the Land, which I think is pretty good. That's probably a good choice to go Star Alliance here. You have to pressure a key. If Matt doesn't pressure the key, then it's a problem. Okay, so John sees a Kirby in Matt's hand, which means that Matt's going to play some cards at a house. Yeah, this has got to be a very efficient... I mean, if you're not going to be playing Coda, then you might as well use all the stuff from the new house, right? So, if he's holding Kirby, then he actually has a couple choices here. He doesn't have to take any Starlands cards, but he sees Garcia in there, which can raise the key cost by 2. Just playing Garcia will take Matt off the key, which is enough, right? It's not everything, but it's a start. What does he take? He takes Garcia. I think that's a good call. Matt had to take Mac off of that key this turn. There it is. Okay. So Matt plays Garcia. Mac doesn't get to forge a key. Where do we go from here? We play Kirby. But is Matt going to come up with the play? Ooh, that's a Buzzle. So the reason Matt is thinking so hard is because he's holding a Maverick Buzzle. Buzzle comes into play, purges its neighbor, and then readies itself. It's like a Speed Sigil. You know who loves that card? Me. But he doesn't. So Matt chooses not to purge. I think purging the Bibliophile there would have been fine for that Maverick Buzzle, just so that he could fight into the Hunting Witch. Matt has not fought into this Hunting Witch all game. I'm wondering if he's actually holding away to get rid of it. But, I mean, the Buzzle would have done that. Matt thinks that he needs this board to pull ahead. He did stop the key, which is nice, but he didn't actually take any Amber. I really don't like that play. I think that Buzzle needed to banish... hell, hey, I'd banish Kirby. I don't mind banishing Kirby or the Bibliophile. Really, Matt needs to not value his board here in favor of killing that Hunting Witch. And that's a Buzzle, right? Yeah, that's a Buzzle. I think that's a huge choice by Matt. That I wouldn't call it a misplay, because a misplay is when you miss an idea, right? Matt knew about this play, and he chose not to do it, which I think is just straight up incorrect. There are so many high-value targets on... I mean, the Neutron Shark, too. But if Matt is playing in such a way that he doesn't value his board, then he could let the Neutron Shark live, per se, and take out the Hunting Witch. Look, here's 2 free Amber for Mac. Maybe Matt is trying to bait up too much to protect. I mean, if Matt is trying to do some sort of next level play, if he has the too much to protect, I really don't like going to, oh, let's play too much to protect. If Matt had that too much to protect, he could be baiting Mac into actually using it, or to getting value out of it. If Matt had it, that would be a big swing. And for what it's worth, ooh, I like that hologramophone idea. Yeah, do it. No, he's gonna use the anomaly exploiter? Okay, if you say so. I like the hologramophone play, Adden. Adnaz, that's a good play to ward your Hunting Witch, push that advantage. Maybe ward the Neutron Shark? No, ward the Hunting Witch. It's winning you the game. But if Matt doesn't have the too much to protect here, I don't know what to do. Because Matt is playing in such a way that he's waiting for that to happen. So Matt is doing the thing that I said he had to do. I said Matt has to forge his first key before Matt forges his second. And technically, he's doing that. So maybe that's okay. Maybe Matt's going to come out with something. Oh, don't play Logos. Don't play Logos. He does not. I don't think he has the juice. Matt is playing some very odd choices. Oh, look at Matt's little keys. He had the little key handle, and he puts the teeth into it. That's kind of cute. And he forges yellow key first. Hashtag yellow key first. Red key last. That's what you do. But Matt is drawing... He plays a Logos turn when Mac is sitting on, what is that, a dozen Amber? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But, I mean, I think Mac could have done slightly more efficient plays, too. He could have Nexus the hologramophone, which is taking the hologramophone away from Mac, which is arguably more important. But really the biggest problem is that Matt hasn't killed this Hunting Witch since turn 0. It's crazy. I don't know, Matt. I think that there are things that you could do. Oh, is that a entropic swirl? That's an entropic swirl. That's a way to kill the hunting witch at least. I think it's got 2 traits, beast, witch. So that's extra value, I guess. Okay, you know what? Let's think about this from a different direction. Too much to protect isn't in Matt's deck. I don't know if that's true, but let's pretend it is. If Matt knows that he doesn't have that out, what is he going to do instead? Matt is going to try to counter race. He's playing the Code Monkey. He's drawing as many cards as he can. He's got a ton of efficiency. Like, Code Monkey for double Igor seems great. Here comes Daughter. Mac doesn't have a great way to deal with Daughter outside of the Neutron Shark, which deals with everything, but let's not think about that too hard. Oh, he's at the Hologramophone because we're Worlds Collide. We have wards. But I think that's an Entropic Swirl. It might be a Mimic Gel. If it's a Mimic Gel, then Matt's just been misplaying. But yeah, there's the Entropic Swirl, finally killing the Hunting Witch. Dealing it 4 damage, getting 2 Amber out of it. Seems like a good play. That's a good way to start. Or I guess that's how we're finishing the turn. Oh, he's gonna Wormhole? What's he gonna Wormhole into? I don't think there's anything that dangerous to Wormhole into in Worlds Collide, Star Alliance, Logos, Shadows. Maybe some sort of like protection in numbers, strength in numbers where like it nukes everyone with 3 guys. I don't know. Okay, so we Hologramophone's Kirby. I don't know if I agree with that. I kind of want to Hologramophone the mother. Or the daughter. I don't know. Find Special Delivery, which is terrible into the Nexus. That's not ready, my friend. Yeah, there you go. Gets the Amber, though. I don't know if he took his Amber. He should be getting 2 Amber off that. And I mean, if there's Amber missed, then that's just what happens. Right? Oh well. Here comes Mac, forging at 6. Still showing 6 Amber. And Matt not threatening the forge himself. I don't know. I don't know what Matt can do. And I think play could be a little tighter on both sides. Yeah, I think Matt should have had a lot more Amber this turn. Just based on, let's see, he had 1 or 0. 1, 2, 3, 4 Reap. He could only have potentially up to 5. Oh well. Yeah, but he just decided to protect Kirby instead of Daughter. And Mac just makes some Amber and passes. And plays the Seed, which is kind of mean considering how far ahead he is. Double Flaxia? Okay, Mac makes a ton of Amber. I expect the concession to come out soon. If anything, Matt has to go digging with Igors, right? Isn't that Matt's only option? I don't know. Yeah, if Matt was on 6, it'd be a different turn. Well, not really. There it is, and there's the concession. Good game to Matt, good game to Mac. These guys can watch it back later. I'll give them all the link. Let me go over there. Actually, you know what? I have a buddy here. I got Nate here. Let's Nate, how did your first round go? Oh, he lost. He lost. Nate's salty. Nate, tell me about your game. Come over here.
Started off, we're on cam.
Okay.
What do you want to know?
Tell me about your deck. Tell me about why you lost. How could you lose?
I lost to future cards in set 3, so that's actually bonus.
Did you forge your red key?
No.
Did you forge your red key?
No, it wasn't that.
What'd you lose to? Did you lose to Handpeak?
No, it was a Dinosaur Star Alliance Logos deck.
Okay.
That had 3 Eddies.
Yep.
Which I was comfortable because I have the Kill All Scientist creature card, so I felt good about it, right?
Okay, Eddies are good to
like
kill.
At some point I'm going to get it, and I have Nature's Skull, so it's fine. They're not great, so it's fine.
Okay.
He played the Star Alliance artifact that said, like, choose a creature, and then all those creatures died.
Okay.
So, like, I had an awkward turn, like, 2, where I decided to play, like, 3 random.
So how'd you lose?
He set up a board that had dinosaurs. He had the guy that Reap you can exalt, he can spend 1 keys.
Yep.
The large taunt guy.
Yep.
Like, that exalts himself.
Yep.
And then he played the partition that if he has captured Amber, you can't steal his Amber.
Yep.
He can't steal.
Yep.
That just punished me. He tucked it behind the taunt, ordered it.
You're way too far. Come to the microphone. Okay, whatever. He lost.
Alright. Yeah, it was bad.
He lost to Worlds Collides cards.
Yeah, which felt good.
He thinks he's playing
I
Coda.
lost
Give me a second. I'll get a better person to interview who won or something.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay, let me up my gain a little bit. Check. Should be a little better. Yeah, I was rushing to get this all started, you know. But we're here now.
I think ultimately I lost to the make your guy a meme card.
Mhm.
The future strike card. He put it on that he had 6 archive cards in it. I was like, oh. Well, I got to destroy all side discard in my hand, but you thwarted him, and wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and he can't play actions this turn. Great. Great.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Nate lost.
Like I was in the spot where I got back.
We'll be right back. No, just you can both come in.
Yeah, let's both come in.
Instead of both get on the camera.
Here, you go in, and I'll kind of like scoot on the edge.
No, you
Sure,
come.
yeah.
You won. Sorry, friend, you won. All right, so I'm here with Mac and Matt. Here, the mic is only picks up what's in front of it.
Oh,
but
that's fine. Hello.
Mac, tell me about that game. Good, congratulations for winning.
Oh, thank you.
Tell me about the game.
It was my first ever Voltor game ever on stream, which was crazy. And in the beginning of the game, Matt was really nice and let me take back like a couple really dumb mistakes that I obviously didn't need to make.
I tell you, I have a history of making terrible misplays as the first thing I do in major tournaments. And then, you know, it's the first round, it's all fine.
It's all fun.
It all worked out, though.
Yeah, it all worked out. It was fun. The deck worked like it was supposed to work. So
Yeah.
you know.
Tell me about that hunting witch.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it's the core because it can combo with the time traveler really well.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of the deck is you get both the pen seeds down,
Yep.
and then you get back the.
There's 2
help
seeds?
There's 2 seeds in it. Yeah, there's 2 seeds, and so the idea is you play the help from future self, and you get it back twice,
Wow.
and you're able to kill the time traveler with something in the middle.
Yep.
And then you just die. Yeah, neutron shark or whatever.
That deck went very fast. And Matt, here, let me grab another chair.
Yeah, we got another chair. Alright, a little tall to just stand.
Thank you.
Here,
Great.
come like between
Yeah,
us.
we'll huddle. Take a
And Matt, how could you let that live so long? What? Tell me about that turn, or that card.
Well, the Hunting Witch was devastating to me. He was able to ramp up Amber super quick, and I was able to get rid of one of the Neptune Seeds and finally take out the Hunting Witch, but it just took too long. And finally, towards the end, I feel like my deck was really starting to catch on fire, but it was a little too late.
What sort of plays do you think you could have made, given the tools in your deck, if everything had gone right to come back? Because you were pretty far behind.
Yeah, I needed to take out that Hunting Witch much faster.
Sure.
And I feel like if I I should have spent the resources to do that earlier on rather than wait till later, and that's kind of where it came to bite me.
It is a must-kill card. We talked about that a lot. We have an episode on first turns, and that is up there with the must-kill. You play the turn 1, he didn't have an answer, and that's how you lose games.
Yeah.
If you don't have an answer to Hunting Witch turn 1.
That's the gamble, right? It's like, if you play turn 1, it's like, oh, does he have like a, a Nerve Blast or whatever the Shadows card is? Like, I didn't see anything that I thought would be a major problem, but,
Yeah, and you knew his list, right?
Yeah, I did.
Did you have a Too Much to Protect or any big Amber Steel cards?
Ronnie Wrist Clocks was kind of the only Amber Steel. The huge
Yeah,
Amber Steel
I saw that you didn't have any Too Much Protects. And what's the Logos card that you can take everything that's remaining after someone forces a key? They have to give you the remaining Amber.
You're talking about Graft, Interdimensional Graft.
Yes, Interdimensional Graft.
Is that not in your deck?
I didn't see one of those either.
Rough.
So,
But well, props to you for bringing Worlds Collide to a Vault Tour because it's one of the first ones with that set, and people are excited to run it.
I was scared people would because my deck is way worse against Worlds Collide.
I thought your deck. I
On the
think your deck will
Crucible?
do just fine going quickly.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations for winning. Great
Thank you.
game, guys. I'll give you the link. We'll be right back for round 2 when it starts.
Cool.
Don't go away.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, so I have important news. We have a special, I guess it's kind of like a sponsor, I guess, I don't know. We have some music to play during the breaks, so listen to Just Neighbors. It's one of my friend's bands. It's really good instrumental music. Just put it on in the background to let you know that we're still here. Enjoy.
Well, ahoy there, mateys. Welcome aboard once again. Let's see what kind of weather, and we're really having the weather these days, I'll tell you. There's a warm front way out on the coast there, coming on into the Ohio Valley, joining up a low-pressure area right here in Indiana. And from out of that low comes a cold front, down through Kentucky and all the way to Texas. Quite a bit of squall line activity. Number one, starting here in Virginia and coming on down through South Carolina and Georgia. Another squall line right off the coast there and through Louisiana and almost into Texas.
felt I was getting dumped from the bottom. Or maybe I just forgot how much there was for me. Maybe I forgot about the music that I could make on this horn. How nice it sounded. Going into Charlie's and talking to people and maybe going to a movie now and then, huh? No, I never won a beauty contest, but you know, I had friends. I mean, I had good friends. Good ones. Somewhere along the line, I just forgot all the good things. That's what happened, you know. I just forgot.
You got a choice, you know.
Choice?
Still time.
Well, if I've got a choice, I mean, if I got a choice, then I want to go back. Understand? I want to go back.
bring that. We're back. I am here with a quick special guest. This is Duncan. He is our head judge with Yeti Gaming. Say hello.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Duncan is here running a very tight ship and very helping us out with this tournament. If anyone has any questions, they go through him, and he's making sure this tournament runs well.
Yeah, and if you guys see anything on the stream, and you can message it in, and anything that we can pick up, that information can be passed on to the judges.
Duncan, would you like me to correct game states as they happen, or call you over if I see something?
Yeah, if you can let a judge know, and then we can correct it as you see it. If you see it on there, or we definitely want people to play as clean and as fair as possible. We do have 7 judges here, but we can't cover everything. So yeah, we're welcome to hearing any help from people.
We'll do what we can.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for stopping by.
No worries.
All right, we have round 2. Let me set this all up. We have one of my good friends, Joe. This is Dominic. Cool name. I'm a fan of that name. Jules Brainwave Terroroid. I'll take it. And this is Joe. Good luck to both players. Yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. Round 2. We're back, we're back, we're back. All right, so I just checked it out. Joe's running AOA versus Dominic on Coda. Let's see how this goes. I wonder what's in Joe's AOA list. Typically, AOA is seen as like that worst house, right? I mean, I would be running Worlds Collide, I think, just because it's the new thing and it sounds exciting. But Joe might have some sort of combo deck, might have some sort of grindy deck. Heart of the Forest? I don't even know. I'm actually pretty excited to see this. Oh, John's got the lists up. Yeah, you're on stream, yeah. All right. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Yeah, John, you can spoil it. I don't mind. It's nice to have a +1. If I had a +1 here, I would. I like thinking about these. I mean, yes, it is Archon, so you know what's in your opponent's list, and you know what to play towards and against. I probably should be opening these. NZ, we have I think about 71 players in this Archon event. Typically, there's lower attendance for Friday events or weekday events. I think it's 71, maybe it got to 70 something. But yeah, that's the count that I heard. You know what? Let me pause. For people listening to that music, I really enjoy it. That's my friend from way back. Okay. Turn 1, Joe gets the Redacted down. That is one of the better turn 1 plays. I wonder if Dominic has any artifact control. Someone find out if Dominic has Amber control for me. Dominic playing very casually here. Yeah, and Joe like making sure that things happen right. Is that it? Is that just the end of that? Dominic not draw any more Logos cards? Dominic on Mars. Logos, Mars, Untamed. That sounds combo-y to me. That sounds very combo-y to me, right? Is there going to be a key charge, key abduction nonsense? Joe's playing redacted. Joe's going to make that free key. Oh, baby. And Dominic has no artifact control. Interesting. So that's a free key for Joe. And the reason that's strong is because it's not only that it's a free key, it's an inevitability. It's that I can play under your while I have more keys cards, I can play under your key cost increases. I can get that last key whenever I feel like it. It's very, very strong. It's like getting 6 amber on the first turn. Better. It's better than that. It's not 6 amber. It's and no key cheats for Dom. I wonder if it's just efficiency, because remember, this is an Archon tournament. People are bringing their best lists. If this is Dominic's best list, there must be something that he's excited about playing in this deck. I mean, Scrambler Storm into Time Traveler seems great turn 1. Or I guess it's all right. Joe pulling the double Igor. I wonder if Joe actually has any actions he wanted to play. I mean, he still has 4 creatures. Yeah, it's still a fine turn. And they're low power, but they're not threatened at all. Like if Dominic plays some sort of a board wipe, like a Piranha Monkeys or something, or even a Twin Bolt Emission, then they go away. But really, Joe doesn't really mind if his creatures go away. Joe is just doing cards plus board things, making as much efficiency as he can. And not for nothing, Dominic is too. I want to see... Okay, Dominic goes Untamed here. Pushing Amber? I wonder if he's pushing Amber more than he cares about pushing cards. Nope, he plays 4 cards. Holds 2, presumably Mars cards? Yeah, that seems like a great turn to me. Still early game, still not a lot of choices to be made. I don't mind. I have no problem with any of the plays so far. So, John, I don't know if... I think Joe wants his creatures to stay on the board because he's a higher delta. Joe's got 1 delta over Dominic, but really he's also reaping for 4 a turn. If you're counting the redacted, it's almost like he's reaping for 4 and getting 1 closer. Yeah, that's just an easy Logos turn, even if you don't play... Joe might be holding Logos actions because he was Scrambler Storm a turn ago. But, like, I don't mind Dominic's play. It leaves Joe with this massive board, but what is Joe going to do? Is he reaping? I reap if I'm Joe. Okay, Joe double fights into the Dew Fairy to archive the Hexbion. I don't mind it. Joe could have reaped for 4. No, that's the right play. The Dew Fairy would have got stunned by the Pip, but no, that's a fine play. I think taking out the Dew Fairy is fine there. And then you get the Hexbion value. So I'm very unfamiliar with just how Hexbion feels. I don't play with them much, so I know I lose to them a lot. Yeah, Hexbion just drew Joe a card and gave him that more Logos value, so when he does go Logos later, it'll be fine. I don't think Dew Fairy was as much of a threat. He could have reaped 2 Amber. That's the question. So I guess their deltas are 4 to 4 if you're considering the Dew Fairy. Joe is sacrificing 2 Amber while still getting redacted value to take out the Dew Fairy. And look, that would have happened anyway. So Dominic would have been reaping for 3 and fighting into the Pip anyway. The Pip wasn't protected, so I don't mind the fights into the Dew Fairy. That's actually probably the best play. I kind of like that play in hindsight. And here comes the Flaxia. So Dominic already at 7, 8 Amber? 7 or so? No, Redactors should only have 2 Amber right now. Good check, though. World Tree for Dew Fairy. Yep. And actually, do I like that play? I don't know if I like that play. So Dominic only played 1 card this turn. He's still reaping to get to 7. But he didn't play cards plus board, so I'm already mad at him. Yeah, every none. Those are my BDQ mats. If you look at my vault tours, the condition for playing on stream is you gotta play BDQ mats. I have a third one under my computer right now. I always travel with 3 to these vault tours because, you know, if you're on the BDQ stream, you might as well be rocking BDQ mats. But they look nice, don't they? So Dominic goes untamed for the 3rd turn in a row. Reaps 3, plays Dew Fairy, doesn't use World Tree because there's nothing to use it on. But he's not drawing any new cards. He took 1. Thank you, Everynone. I don't like this play, Dominic. You're holding a soft landing. I'm sure he's got something in his hand that can take advantage of that soft landing, and I want to see Dominic drawing more cards. Joe has been actually bouncing around his houses very nicely. Swindled is its own house, but it was a very good swindled play, getting Dominic off of that first key. He's back on it, and right now Joe is going Brobnar because he has to play cards plus board. Yeah, pound out those guys. Get the Murmook. Get the Dew Fairy. Oh yeah. There's a world where you hit the Dust Pixie? No. The Dew Fairy, but no. I don't want to hit the Dew Fairy there. The Dew Fairy can live. The Murmook's gotta die, because Joe is in the driver's seat here, I think. They're about even on Amber. They'll be even by the time Joe's done. Bingle, bang, bang, and what is that, Ogopogo? Huh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, Joe plays 5 cards, because that's what you gotta do. Right, so I'm saying that I think Joe is ahead because at some point Redacted's gonna hit. As long as Joe wins by the time Redacted hits. Maybe Joe doesn't win by that time. That would be interesting. That would be how Joe loses this game. Dust Pixie might get World Tree, but that means that Dominic would have to go Untamed again. Like, World Tree doesn't actually get you the card. It takes a little bit. I like that play. Look at that soft landing for the Think Drome. That's a Jammer Pack? Or a backup? I think it's a... I can't tell. It got him an Amber, so it could be either. Joe forging at 6, so that's probably a backup. But yeah, putting the Time Traveler under the Archon card, that's pretty good with the... Good use of the soft landing. And you know what? Dominic only played 3 cards there in Mars. So he must be holding 2 or 3 Logos cards right now. Dominic's hand is not great. Thank you, John. It's a backup. Yeah, I think... Okay, Bramo hits. Ooh, Bingle's about to get a ton of value. Here it comes. Ready? Bingle. And then the Groke is probably going to get the Dew Fairies.
There's other guys from my local playground.
All right. So, I still think Joe's in the lead. Yeah, Joe's definitely in the lead. Just because of that Redacted, and now he's up the board. Yeah, Joe is playing in I think a decent matchup here. I think Joe's got a deck. I don't think Dominic has any tools to deal with Joe's big Brobnar creatures. You could see that he didn't have any tools to deal with the 4 creature Logos board. Now the Bingo Bang Bang got to live and hit into the Dew Fairy. So Dominic really has to try to race. He's been making more Amber, and his houses say race. But Joe might win this game on board stickiness and just having a higher delta. And that Redacted. That Redacted is huge in this matchup. Okay, so Dominic's about to play... Look at this Positron Bolt. It's not going to do much. Okay, it kills Joe's Logos creatures, but those guys should have been dead a long time ago. Right? So does Joe go Brobnar again? Dominic's not threatening any... Ooh. Is he holding a Death Cork? He is holding a Death Cork. He's thinking about it. I think that Dominic goes hard on the Death Cork here. There's no reason that any 3 of those creatures need to live. Maybe the Bolter, but the Bolter dies to any of Joe's creatures. Boop, boop. And then... Okay, so is he going to keep the Bolter around? I think the Bolter should go. I don't know. The Bolter was an important turn. I'm sorry, the Death Cork was an important part of that turn. I actually really like that part of the play. And comes down before the Brand. So I'm pretty sure someone can double check me on this. Never mind. I was going to ask about the Bolter play, but Life for a Life, Steal 3, very strong, very strong. Yeah, I think Dominic keeping the Bolter. It's a playstyle choice. It's not a misplay. It's a playstyle choice. I'm much more aggressive on killing the board. But I think Dominic was behind, so we should have been more aggressive on killing board. But that's just real sad. Yep, you see, there's why Dominic kept that Bolter around, because he wanted to get a little greedy with his Mars cards. But keeping a creature around is a non-zero number of creatures. That means any damage that Joe has in his hand has a target, right? If Joe had no damage in his hand, then okay, maybe I play the Poison Wave because I want the Amber or something. I know Poison Wave isn't in Joe's deck, but the point is that Dominic leaving anybody around gives Joe a target. Game over. Interesting. Yeah, and Joe gets the second key. So the game's not over. Joe still has to go Logos like what, 2 or 3 more times? How many is redacted? It's only 4, right? Or is it after you have 4? Yeah, so here's the thing. Let's say Joe wants to go with the redacted play, right? That means he has to call Logos, and maybe his Logos hand is bad. Right? I don't mind this play. Like, he doesn't have to win on redacted. Look at this. His hand is better doing this. This is a much safer way to win. Let's say Dominic, again, this is why I don't like looking at the deck list, right? You should know the big cards, but maybe Joe forgets that Dominic has a key abduction and some sort of a combo that he wasn't considering. This is a much more safe way for Joe to win, I think. Killing Dominic's entire board seems pretty good if you ask me. I don't know. I think anyone out there who wants to go double Logos is fine. I think anyone who, like, what I'm saying is if Joe forgets or something, this is Archon, so you really do know, and Joe should know that he has this game on lock. I think playing double redacted is a fine play. I think that is a good way to win the game and possibly the best way to win the game. But if he leaves that board alive, then Dominic reaps for 6. Plus Mind Warper value, which Joe has no Amber, but don't worry about it. Like, I don't want to leave my opponent's 6 Amber play on the board. I think that's fine. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Am I wrong? I'm trying to defend Joe's play. But maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe Joe was wrong. Because now Dominic has like a lot of Amber. Like, the tempting thing is just to kill 6 guys. And play your Drummernaut and like have this better board. What I'm saying is, Joe, we have perfect information because we're looking at the list constantly, right? Joe might forget. Joe may not have thought that he would draw the turn when redacted, and he doesn't remember how much artifact control Dominic has. We're going to ask him about this later. He might not remember how much artifact control Dominic has. He might not remember if Dominic has the key cheat, the Chota, or the key abduction. If Dominic had a key abduction there, he could very reasonably reap for 6, key abduction his guys to his hand, and then win the game the next turn. And that's too fast for Joe. No, it wouldn't be, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Joe saw an efficiency play, and I see an efficiency play, and I love that. But I might be very wrong about caring about that as your line to win. Yeah. I think the bigger thing, the reason I can side with Joe, is that in deck selection, if Joe didn't pay attention to Dominic's list, he may not have noticed that there's no no Amber artifact control. If there's no artifact control, it might not be the thing that Joe cares about. Joe hasn't played any other artifacts this whole game. Joe has one artifact that he sometimes draws earlier. Right? Joe doesn't care much about artifacts. So he didn't check for the artifact control. I don't know. I think Joe's plays are entirely reasonable. There may be more optimal plays, but I think Joe's play was entirely reasonable. There it is. Good game to Joe on Redacted, as prophesized on turn 1. Yes, you can, John. People might not be the best players in the world. They might not be completely on the ball with all the games at all times. You got to give people benefit of the doubt sometimes. It's very easy to backseat game in these positions, and also we get to look at it from a bird's eye view, and we get to say, okay, Joe made these plays. I wonder why he made these plays, and I'm trying to tell you why he may have made these plays. Not necessarily that they were the best plays, but how does Joe see a path to winning by making these particular plays? No. That's the fun part of watching a game, is criticizing these players. What I like to in a game is saying, okay, why did players make these plays, and what could they do if they had, what could they draw to get out of these situations? I don't know. What could Joe have drawn? What could Dominic have drawn there to get him out of that situation? I thought he made a ton of Amber, right? Or maybe you can bluff it. Maybe there's table talk. If I'm in that position and I'm Dominic and I know that there's no chance I win, I start making table talk and I go, oh, I'm going to draw into my Grasping Vines. And Joe goes, wait a second, is there a Grasping Vines in his deck? You got to play the mind game. That's called playing above the table. Sometimes the game is not entirely what's in front of you, but if they're bantering, if there's something going on between them, maybe Joe goes, wait a second, did I mess up? Does he have some sort of sneaky artifact control? Because if Dominic has one odd way to kill an artifact in that deck, Joe loses. Joe just straight up loses to Dominic's efficiency. So Joe is playing a little bit safer. Look, I'm gonna go ask him about this, because I'm defending Joe here. He won anyway, so it's fine. Okay, Joe seems to think he almost messed up. Okay, so yeah, they're busy cleaning up things right now, signing the slip, doing all that stuff. Yeah. Also, Joe won the AOA matchup against a reasonably efficient Coda deck. Seems pretty good to me. My typical camera, this is a little grainy, I don't like it. My typical camera, like my Plan A camera, wasn't doing so hot, so I have the Plan B camera, which is still fine, still a good camera. This might be the third time I've had Joe on stream. We've had his brother on stream, but I don't think Joe is lost on my stream yet. That might be wrong. Alright, Joe, congrats!
Thanks.
Come sit. Speaking to the camera.
Here we are.
Come in.
I am.
All right. So it's turn 6 or something.
Yeah.
You're staring down 4 Mars creatures, and you're sitting on a redacted at 2.
Yeah.
And you decide to go Brobner, and I go, wow, Joe is making the safe play. Was that dumb? Am I wrong?
No, I don't think so. Well, because that Mars board really scares me. And I'm looking at his deck ahead of time, his Mars pool is very scary. It's very effective, it's very good. Double John Smith, Mind Warpers, I don't want to deal with that. And, the thing was, I was also setting up the next turn play. He did the Nature's Call, which made me, need to do Redacted to win.
Yep.
But my next turn was call Brobnar again, kill his guys, Drummer Not Groke, use, use Groke to, fight a guy, take him off of Forging, and then, flex Drummer Not, or, something like that.
Yeah.
Where I was just, I had, some what I just said doesn't make sense.
'Cause what's
you can't
happening-
flex and bounce stuff. But like
What's happening is
Anyway,
the chat is screaming, just go redacted twice. And I go,
I mean,
no.
no, I disagree. No, I fundamentally disagree because it's like redacted is my backup plan, right? It's like I'm gonna win the game on the merits of my other decks, and it's like, yeah, I know he doesn't have answers, but like he did have a key charge in his deck, and so if he just goes
did have a
make
key charge.
make a million amber
did,
2
I
times.
did. It was a different deck.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
You
I thought
see?
he did. I thought,
And
but anyway,
hold on. This doesn't matter because what I'm saying, no, exactly. Joe thought there was a key charge in his deck. In the moment, that's what matters. If
charge? No, but like-
if he has a key charge, a key abduction, a chota, or any way to kill your artifact, and you go Logos, you lose the game.
I knew he didn't have artifact removal, so like maybe that was like not.
Okay,
the
then
thing.
if you knew that,
Right,
then
I
you're
knew-
wrong.
Okay, so yeah, that's fine.
But if you're wrong about that, then you're right.
I guess. No, I mean like I could have just redacted, but it's like
Where the other chair go?
I don't
have
know.
another chair.
Like I was very afraid of
Yeah, come over here.
like the
Come
chat. The chat is probably right. Like I don't know. Maybe just like going
Just, like,
redacted
come in
twice
here.
was correct. But like I don't know.
Dom, here,
Yeah,
here,
hello.
Okay,
yeah.
here.
Talk like into the mic a little bit. But
Into
like,
the mic. Okay.
Yeah, but all right, Dom. Great game. By
Yeah,
the
oh
way,
man, that was a lot of
great,
fun.
Great game. Tell me what's up from your side of the board.
So my whole deck is like, I don't really care what you do. I just like want to go really fast.
So you're playing Coda.
Totally, yeah,
Okay,
and
okay.
it's really fun. And yeah, some of my stuff didn't line up super well. I was really impressed with the wipe of my Mars creatures because with the double John Smith, that can lead to like a whole bunch of shenanigans.
I want to ask you, why did you not bouncing Death Quark your Bolter? I think that was greedy.
It was greedy. I felt like I felt like I didn't need to. I thought his last creature wasn't that much of a threat.
Yep.
And I thought with all the Mars coming in, it would have been nice to. So like, a lot of what the Mars and the Logos do in my deck is they're just a distraction. Like, hey, look over here, this is a problem, and then I go get a whole bunch of Amber from Untamed.
Yep.
And so I figured if I could
You
leave
were
that
doing
in,
it. You were doing that.
Yeah, and that's how it plays. And so I think I had 5 Mars creatures in my hand. I'm like, cool, if I can leave that one, I then make a gross Mars board that he has to worry about, and then hopefully I can get some of my Untamed stuff back to like actually do the business.
I thought since you were behind, I think you were behind that whole game from turn 1 when he played Redacted.
Yeah, that was huge.
And being quote behind, you have to take as much efficiency away from Joe as possible. And I think that leaving a creature on your board gives him a thing to do with his damage. If he has any damage,
Yeah.
and you have no creatures, his cards are sad.
Right.
Right? So having the difference between 1 creature and 0 creatures is very different between 1 and 2 creatures. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And that's why I would have killed the Bolter. But in the moment, if I'm staring at 5 Mars creatures, 2 of them being John Smith, and you don't lose that Bolter,
then that's a huge threat.
then you're right.
Yeah.
Then you become right.
Right.
So, again, what I said in the moment was it wasn't a misplay; it was a choice.
Yep.
Right. There's sometimes when there's misplays and there's sometimes when there's playstyle choices. I was fine with it, but I would have made the other one. But it was negligible, and without any key cheats or artifact control, you know, I can be hard on you for that. But if I were to play a deck, it would have 2 speed sigils, no key cheats, and no artifact control. So I understand.
If you
where
got to
you're
pick a
coming from.
perfect world,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, that's
no,
the one
it made
I
me
have.
wish that I played my my other deck that I brought and thought about entering with. It's the same kind of nonsense where it has an obnoxious Logos and I don't remember what the other house is. Oh yeah, it's obnoxious Logos and Sanctum just for a bunch of board control, which is weird Logos board control,
I
but
was
like
gonna say.
it works. Yeah, no, it does with a whole bunch of Doc Booktons and I think it has a bunch of Quixos, so it's just
Okay,
obnoxious
okay.
on the board. It has like 4 Quixos, but that one does have artifact destruction and key cheats. And so that's what I needed against this one. But yeah, so I mean, went for the racing.
it's a
Almost
meta
got
call.
there. Like I felt good that at least I was able to end the game with 6 Amber. So it felt like it ended well.
And also, you are a racing deck that lost to AOA, which is what good AOA decks are built to do.
yeah.
Either way,
Yeah.
congrats.
Yeah.
Good
Thank
game.
you for the stream. This is great.
Absolutely.
It's very cool to have.
Yeah, thank you for being on the stream.
For sure, thank you.
All right, we will be right back.
All right,
Thanks again for
Chad was
watching.
right and I was wrong.
No, Joe, Joe, sit.
Okay, so
Joe, you have more
all
to
right,
say.
chat.
You have more to say about
I
this.
do have more to say about this.
You
All
have
right,
more
so,
to say.
So I just talked to another guy about it, and like, okay, so chat, you are correct that after I forge my second key, I just go redacted if I know he has a way to interact with it. That's fine. I'll take that. Made mistake. 1 game.
No, I think you won the game.
I did,
So
won the
it
game.
didn't matter.
Right.
And I
Well,
think
and also, like, so, okay,
you're looking
so
at
real,
4 Mars creatures.
Right. So yeah, real talk. I am not. So I was playing against like my own memory, and like that I don't trust my own memory
Thank
of
you.
looking at his Archon card. And I'm like, if I go redacted and I have forgotten something, I can just lose the game. So that's why I played safer for longer. And I went redacted when I felt like I had like run out of gas and like ways to like deal with his stuff. So that's the real talk answer to why I did that.
That is what I've been saying, because it's not about what, because everyone they're looking at the lists, because I put the things up
Right.
and they're Archon,
Right.
so they know what the lists are.
Right.
Right. If you're looking at the lists, you know what the options are.
Right.
But when you're scanning the list for 2 minutes, and Yeti's very good about giving you 2 minutes.
Right.
That's why we do this, because not everyone has that great memory. Not everyone knows the cards sometimes. Not everyone knows what to look for, and sometimes you forget. You're 8 turns in. You've been playing a hard game. Wait a second. Did I miss something?
When like I also
If you did, you lose.
Right, exactly. When I was looking at his deck and I'm like, he has Time Traveler and Seed. I'm like, wait a second, is this a combo deck? And like, no, it's not. But you know, it's just a racing deck. But like, I was like, I need to look at it for a second. And like necessarily putting all those pieces in that 2 minutes is like, I don't know. So anyway.
I think I defend your plays, and you won anyway. So
right. One game, nothing back. All right.
congrats.
Thank
All
you.
right. We're gonna be right back. We'll see you for round 3. All right, and we are coming back. We are coming back. All right. Let's set this up now for round 3. Sydney. Some good words here. I'm not sure if they make good names, but the words themselves are good. All right, welcome back. This is round 3 now. Round 3. Sydney was just telling me that she listened to the episode 0 and it helped her pick her deck because of all the racing episodes. She wanted to, she listened to episode 0, she figured out that she wanted to do some more racing things, listen to the racing episode series, and hey look, now we have a racing deck for Sydney. I wonder what it is. Looks like Worlds Collide with Star Alliance. And Stephanie, definitely not Worlds Collide with that Sanctum house. Possibly Coda. Like, those 3 houses together look like Coda. Niflip, yeah, that's a Coda. So, we have another Coda. A Coda versus Worlds Collide matchup. Oh, what a cool metagame. I'm so happy with how there's... my audio's on, right? Yeah, check. Yeah, my audio's on. I'm so happy with how varied the metagame is between decks, between sets, between houses. I still think racing's really good, but I think there's counterplay to it, as we saw last game with Joe. But yeah, this is a really fantastic metagame right now. I'm very happy with it. And good luck to both Sydney and Stephanie. Yeah. So we're gonna wait for things to be set up. 22 printed amber. Wow, that's a lot of dots. I wonder how that'll go. I love kind of knowing about these decks. Like, I know a little bit. So, in a Worlds Collide racing deck, what does that look like? I really like seeing Shadows with Star Alliance, because Star Alliance is very efficient. If you're looking at Amber Plus cards, then Worlds Collide, Star Alliance is very good at Amber Plus cards. One of the cards, I think it's a rare, or an uncommon at least, that I have my eye on is Teleporter Platform. Lets you pick up a guy and all of their artifacts, all of their upgrades on them, which is just ridiculously efficient. Wow, Sydney with double too much to protect in Worlds Collide. I'm rooting for Worlds Collide here, not gonna lie. Oh yeah, Logos, Star Alliance for all of the efficiency, and then Shadows for just helping win the race. Wow, very excited. Okay, Sydney's going first, which, whatever. It's random anyway. Shout out to Stephanie's sleeves. I'm a big fan of the lilac. That is probably Dragon Shield lilac. You see, everyone's naming the cards in Sydney's deck and in these decks, but like, I'm more interested in the combos of how they play together, right? Like, what does that Graft go with, right? Are there Eddies? I really like the combo of Eddy and Graft. You can pull your archive and make the keys cost some like 6, and then get all the extra ones on Graft. I think double or triple Eddy with Graft is one of my favorite combos in Logos and Worlds Collide. And Stephanie, what is Stephanie going to have? So I wonder how much capture is going to be relevant from Sanctum in Stephanie's list. If there's a Sequus in Stephanie's list, I don't know if it'll die. Unless it gets like Kymor Eclipsed or Quintrino Fluxed, I don't know how Sydney's going to deal with the armor found in Sanctum. There's not a ton of direct kill in Star Alliance and Shadows in Worlds Collide. So if Stephanie can actually build a board to hold some Amber of Sydney's, maybe that will give Stephanie the edge that she needs. Huh. Okay, so there is a Kymor Eclipse. Yeah, go Fran. Fight, Reap, Capture. Very good. And her gun's good too. Hide Vellum is just dumb. I don't think Hide Vellum is great. There is the amazing card against Worlds Collide. Take any Sanctum card and purge it, which there will definitely be in Sydney's deck. Oh wait, it's Worlds Collide. But it's still an Amber and a Hand Peek, so that's a phenomenal card. I think that's a very good competitive card to just kind of have the best optimal plays. I just realized I might have lost my coat. That's not good. I need to find that. Okay, we'll find that later. I know where it should be. But yeah, let's so Stephanie gets the Hand Peek and sees Sydney's hand, which is not super relevant because Stephanie has no further plays or no actions to take from it. If Stephanie had a choice to make after that, maybe a Control the Weak, no, just like a Nerve Blast to kill something. Fran choosing to fight Umbra, take 2 damage, should capture the Amber. And Stephanie's going with the Common Cold. Stephanie just pushing Amber? And Full Moon, is Stephanie just playing a bad handout? It seems that way. Tell Sydney her Fran should have captured it.
I was told that she didn't have any Amber, and then it was exhausted because of Archon VT.
It fought into an Umbra at some point.
It fought into another creature?
It fought into Umbra. Okay, so we did it, chat. Guys, we did it. Oh yeah. Simple stuff. Simple little things that matter. But yeah. So it seems like Stephanie, I really like the Nocturnal Maneuver. That's I mean, Stephanie's playing as many cards as she can. It seems like she played 3 cards from a bad hand and got some value out of it, which I don't mind. Sydney Igoring away 2 Shadows cards, one of which being too much to protect, I think that's a great play. I think that holding on to the too much to protect is very greedy. There's just Sydney pushing Amber. I'm very happy with this. Playing remote access, playing draft, and not waiting for the perfect time to use them. That is exactly what Sydney should be doing with her board. There's the Vellum, or is that Hide? I don't really know, but I know that they do stuff together when they reap. I don't like them because they only do stuff when they reap, and it's kind of hard to do it. But like, I've never put them on the table. Maybe they're more efficient than I expect them to be. That's kind of the dream. I really like how Sydney is putting her hand on the table and like slowly putting them out. Like, I don't even mind that she's not looking at them. It doesn't matter what's in your hand right now, but you know, take your time, check your hand, love it. And Stephanie plays a speed sigil. The game is now fast. See, that Dodger is fast and is probably going to fight into Fran or Vellum. I don't think Vellum is elusive, and none of the other guys are super efficient. You could fight into the Engineer, but I think he's elusive, and yeah, fight Vellum, that's fine. I don't quite know what Vellum does. I don't know like the impact they have on the board, so let's not deal with it. And Sydney... So Stephanie is actually pushing for a lot of Amber. Wow. Gets to 6, plus the 1 on Fran, which doesn't count, but plays the Miasma, plays the Sigil, gets all the value in the world. Stephanie is trying to go fast. I wonder how the Worlds Collide Speed Sigil... the Speed Sigil will affect the Worlds Collide cards in Sydney's deck. Sydney is running the Star Alliance, and I think they feel really strong under Sigil. Yeah, here's Garcia. Play +2, and it's going to reap or fight for another +2. That seems like a ton. Yeah, like I know what they do, I know what Hide and Vellum do, but the question is how much they actually impact the board, how big they feel, right? Like, anyone can read a card, but it's important to figure out how to get that value and how much value it puts on the board and how much your opponent is afraid of it. Which one's that? That's the, is that Quadricorder? I don't think it's Quadricorder. No, it's plus power and armor. And it gets you an Amber when you play it. Yeah, this is a big turn for Sydney. Reap for 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 for the thing. So Sydney's going to put Stephanie in check, which is a big deal. And it also soft takes Stephanie off of playing Sanctum. Stephanie's probably holding a bunch of Sanctum cards, but no one wants to play Sanctum into Quinkin, but I bet you Stephanie's gonna. She might. She might. Yeah, so Sydney is actually playing a ton of control here. Like, she fought the Umbra, which was the right play. Yeah. Wow. Go Fran. Fran lets you capture anywhere. What a value card. So good. So good. So let's say, okay, Spirit's Way actually wouldn't kill a ton. It would kill 1, 2 guys. 3 guys because the Engineer up top has extra power. It would leave the Igor, it would leave the Dr. Millie, it would leave the Robot, it would leave the Quinkin. Spirit's Way is actually not a big play here, and it actually costs you the steal. Because to go Sanctum, you have to declare Sanctum and run into the Quinkin. Sydney just pulled way ahead in this turn. Like, she was building a board, but now there's actually payoff for this game. I think Stephanie was very much in control. Sydney had no Amber, but Stephanie let Sydney keep this very weak and somewhat efficient board. Okay, so let's see if Stephanie can get Sydney off the key. It seems like she will. I really like going Shadows to not incur the wrath of Quinkin. And here comes Dodger. I want Dodger to fight into someone elusive here. I want Dodger to fight into Quinkin so that the Asp can kill it. I think that's a good play. I don't mind the Dodger fighting into the Engineer. The question is, I don't want Dodger to take damage here. I think that Dodger is the bigger threat of stealing here, and keeping it healthy is the better play. Ooh, yeah, Medic would be great to sigil out. Like, Dodger could fight... I don't think Dodger wants to fight Fran. Asp could fight Fran. That's not bad. Dodger could fight Millie. So Dodger fights Robot. Goes to 4 damage. Steals an Amber. Nicely done. Interesting. I guess the card draw scares Stephanie. I don't know how I feel about it. I think that Quinken is much more important to kill because Stephanie, she's got to be holding Sanctum cards by now, right? I don't know. No, it wasn't. Sydney went to the right number, Amber. Or maybe it was, but that's a little much. And then the Asp fights Garcia. So Stephanie makes the opposite play of what I was suggesting, which is interesting. I might just be more afraid of Quinken than I need to be. Killing the efficiency and Amber control part of Sydney's board is what Stephanie goes for, and I think that's fine. I mean, making the right plays to not lose the Dodger, letting Asp kill a thing, getting as much Amber as possible. I guess Stephanie does know about the double too much to protect. Like, Stephanie saw the list, and that's a thing that you definitely pay attention to when you look at a list. You don't forget about double too much to protect. That's an easy thing to see and remember. So I don't know how Stephanie is, I don't know if Stephanie's worried about it. I know if I'm in Stephanie's position, I make a very similar play as far as how much Amber that I gain. And yes, Sydney has a second too much to protect somewhere in her deck, or at least I've been told. According to you guys, I don't know. But Sydney, yes, Sydney still has this massive, like, Stephanie's fighting down Sydney's Delta, taking out 2 Star Alliance guys, and Sydney still goes for Star Alliance, which I think is the correct play. Yeah, the CXO Tabor is a big play. Ooh, there's a rough play. Because Stephanie saw the engineer. You shouldn't kill the robot when the engineer's on the table. Yep. So, can someone confirm that upgrade that's on the engineer there? Yeah, so Tabor comes down with the sigil, and this is what I was talking about earlier. I thought at the time, and I've been correct in thinking, that the sigil is going to give Sydney more value because Star Alliance are inherently going to get a ton of value out of sigil. Props to Sydney for playing all of her cards and doing her reactions very, very clearly, very slowly, and explaining them to make sure that nothing gets done wrong. Stephanie is getting value. She got the Dodger value, and she got the Urchin Reap value out of the sigil. No one's forged a key yet. Wow. But yeah, CXO Tabor is about to get a ton of value out of this sigil, especially with the engineer getting the robot back. I'm officially of the camp that Dodger killing the robot was incorrect. I still think that killing... I don't know what was correct. I guess the robot and the Garcia are the things that take the most creatures off Sydney's board while losing the fewest of your guys. So that's why that was done that way. Ooh. Saber plays Eddie 4x4 down on the side. Little far off, but we'll see him when they straighten out. Amber numbers are 5. Let's see, that's 8 and 9 for Stephanie to 10 for Sydney. If you see, Sydney has 6 of them together and then 4 of them kind of above, showing that I'm key plus 4 right now. Very nicely organized. Stephanie forged at 6. But 7 because of Eddie. Yes. Nicely done. And watch. Stephanie's going to go Sanctum here, I bet. I don't know what's in her hand. Really, no Sanctum cards. And Fran, look at all that capture. Very efficient. Very, very efficient. I don't know. It looks like Stephanie is behind because Sydney actually has a ton of efficiency on her board, and more importantly than Sydney's efficiency, Stephanie doesn't seem to have the tools to deal with it. She had the Nocturnal Maneuver early, and she has another one in hand. So Stephanie probably has a lot of dots on card, but not a ton of effective kill. Hey, look, lights out. That's not going to do you a lot of good when Speed Sigil's there. It is nice to kill those guys, get the artifacts dead, but still, like, I can't help but feel that the engineer's going to come down and pick them back up. and the Sigil is going to let her do it. I'm not a huge fan of Stephanie's position. I like her plays, but it really seems like she's in a lot of trouble here. You know what? Let's look at this from a different angle. Let's turn this around. What if Stephanie thinks she's ahead? She's got a key. They're effectively even on Amber. After the Forge. Stephanie's about to have another Steel Fight Reap on her side. She's got a card in Archive. Like, Stephanie is doing what her deck wants to do. She's just deciding who Dodger wants to fight. I think I still want to kill the Quinkin, but that's just because I want to play Sanctum cards when I'm Stephanie. There we go. Dodger into Quinkin. Take the elusive off, get the steal. Super duper efficient. And then the Asp. Oh, look at how clear everyone's being. Asp into Fran. I'm not against this play. I think you could have done Urchin into Fran because Fran already had 3 damage. And then the Reap. Yep, Stephanie just wants to be at 7 Amber. No problems with that. There was 3 on Fran, but it's gone now. Unless Fran got healed somehow. It was 1 Amber, 3 damage. But now, so Sydney forges at 6. And Stephanie did put her in check. Remember that there is the Eddie out, which is such a good card. If Sydney just archives a card, then she takes Stephanie off of the key. Very, very strong. Very strong. And this Sigil changes everything. And it really makes me afraid to be Stephanie, but hey, live by the Sigil, die by the Sigil, right? I'm all about making sure my creatures do what they want to do. But Stephanie played a turn there without playing any new creatures. I wonder how many creatures she even has in her Shadows list. Normally, if you're playing Sigil, you want a low number of creatures. So you do creatures in your other houses, but you want at least a couple, right? Sydney, for the 3rd or 4th time in a row, going Star Alliance because her cards plus board is still going to be the highest. Crazy. Stephanie's Shadows shuts down Quinkin. Can't take her off check anyway. I bet you Sydney comes out with a way to take Stephanie off of check, right? Stephanie has 4 Shadows creatures. Cool. Yeah. So I was close. There were the low number of creatures for Stephanie to find anyway. So we go get the robot, so that when we reap with Quinkin, we get the robot. Can someone tell me what artifacts, what upgrades are in Sydney's deck? What are all these Star Alliance upgrades? Because they matter. And look at it, doing it real slow. I don't know what that one does. But she's going to draw the card. And I think this is a little bit greedy by Sydney. She thinks she's drawing a card, but she's really only drawing a 1/3 of a card. I think that Translator and Calvin. So I guess she got both of them back. Right. What's Translator do? Does that let you play things out of house? There's Garcia. Okay, everything's better now. Right, because she put it back in her hand. This is why the light's out. This is Stephanie's deck betraying her. This is Stephanie's deck not doing what it needs to do. It delays things like Brobnar. It delays things like it'll delay weird houses. But against these Star Alliance who want to play and fight and reap, Speed Sigil and these Nocturnal Maneuvers and Lights Out is just not going to cut it. That's why Stephanie's been forced to fight with the Dodger and the Asp. Yeah, wow. So the Translator is going to let her... Yeah, that's why the Igor reaped way back, because of the Translator, probably. Or not, who cares? Crash fights into Dodger, great play. Very big fan. But look at the Engineer coming down, getting both of the upgrades back that are in her deck. The Garcia coming down from the Lights Out, stopping Stephanie's key. This is new technology and new toys that the Coda deck is not ready for. Yeah, this is a very interesting game, and it looks like Stephanie has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 7 Amber. I can't. Oh, let me. I can do this. I can do this, guys. Oh, I have two logos there. I have a logo here somewhere. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like that's either 6 or 7 amber for Sydney. Very important, but hey, look. Flaxia isn't going to be getting any amber. And look, here's the Nocturnal maneuver. But this doesn't do anything because Sydney's been sitting on Star Alliance for 4 or 5 turns now. For pretty much the whole game. Sydney's just going to play Shadows or something. Exhausting them just says, okay, I won't play them a 5th time. Darn. Ooh, that Inky Gloom might even do something. Chimera Eclipse seems a little awkward. Whatever. Millie has an amber on it. Didn't want to give the amber back. Crash doesn't actually do anything. He just has action do the neighbor. Also, keeping your logos guys on the board seems great. Okay, Millie dies. That's important. Or Eddie dies. Millie doesn't need to die. Stephanie really needs to forge this key, but I don't know if she's gonna. Do you think she'll Grasping Vines her own speed sigil? I don't know if I love that play. Yeah. Speed sigil for Flaxia. That's how that works. Very good. Huh. Okay. I like getting Garcia off the table. But like, I have this feeling that Stephanie should be fighting into the Locust creatures even. You can't. Maybe the Tabor? There's Seed. Coming in tapped. Ah, such good play. Very good play. Goes to 9 amber, which is a fine number. Like, if you get too much to protect it for 3, that's pretty bad, but it'll be fine. Like, Stephanie's ahead, right? So, Sydney's going to forge at 6. So she had 6. Put my logo back. I don't know. It's amazing how Sydney felt behind for so long. She just had no amber, and then she goes, wait a second, my board's still here. I'll just start using it. And it'll all be incredibly efficient because it's all Star Alliance. And the sigil was... Okay, Grasping Vines for sigil. I love that play. Very, very good play. Don't give Sydney the sigil. You've seen what it does to you. And you can play it when you go with your shadows, but maybe it's just time to get rid of it. Definitely, if you're behind in this way, ooh. I'll tell you, as a Speed Sigil player, Customs Office is the worst thing to see. Inky Gloom, can't reap. Hugger Mugger won't steal. Interesting Chimera Eclipse. I don't love that play, especially with the Speed Sigil gone. I guess they were both exhausted? Huh. I don't like that play. I don't like the Chimera Eclipse there. I guess you want to play it, but Sydney has been winning this game on merit of her having a big board, and she just lost 2 of her guys on her board. Has Stephanie not gone Sanctum yet this whole game? I don't think so, and Quinken's still on the table. I don't think Stephanie has played Sanctum this whole game. I mean, Stephanie's been playing a fine number of cards. I know that she's holding at least a couple of Sanctum cards, like 2 or 3. And she played 3 cards last turn. It was Seed, Flaxia, Grasping Vines, at least. And Stephanie gets her second key. I wonder if there's a key cheat. Key cheat check, anyone? Stephanie has any key cheats? Because if she does, and Sydney remembers it, that's a big thing. This has been a really good game, and like it's also a really good exhibition match of the fundamental cores of each of these sets. Sydney is playing on efficiency, and like she's playing this racing deck in Worlds Collide with these 3 not big houses. These are very efficient, very fast houses. No key cheats. Thanks, guys. And Stephanie's been playing this racing game where her board's always behind, and she has all these little tools to come back into the game. But really, nothing phenomenal as far as removal from Stephanie. And in my opinion, I would be much more comfortable in Sydney's position. But hey, they're actually tied on Amber in cards, which is astounding to me. Let's move this. There we go. That's a good compromise. Okay, so here comes Remiel, and that's an interesting play because that means she was probably holding it when she picked up her own sigil. Harder They Come is just garbage on this board. Kind of funny. Play 3 cards, or 4 cards or so, and pass. But look at that bureaucrat. Whatever, Jehu the bureaucrat? Chat, was an amber exchanged? I think it was, right? For Quinken? Did Quinken steal the amber there? Anyone? Whatever. It might be too far. But yeah, Steph, that's the first time Sanctum was called all match. It felt like a Worlds Collide match, right? Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. And I'm sure that Quinken was a part of that deliberation. Huh. Also, I wonder how this customs office will affect Stephanie's play so late in the game. Like, will she play the sigil through the customs office? I don't want to. And what does Sydney do here? Her board is not looking great because she Chimera Eclipsed it away. Still not a fan of that play. And you put Flaxia back in Stephanie's deck. It looks like you'll always have a bigger board, but remember, she is playing Sanctum. Oh, the Quintrino Flux, one of my favorite removal cards. Kills all of the 3s and the 4s. Yeah, kill 3s and 4s. Kill your Hugger Mugger. Kill the Staunch Knight. I guess Staunch Knight's a 6. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, here, this is one of the most complicated cards in the set, and I love it. Yeah, give the Amber back, kill all the 3s, and then kill the Staunch Knight, and then the Staunch Knight's dead.
Well, until you go back now.
Good play.
Your pass is sitting in some random.
But imagine Sydney still had those cards that weren't Chimered away. No, I don't need to imagine it, because this is where we are now. And Sydney is still fine. Like, this is actually a close game, but I don't think that Sydney will get to check here. And that's what I'm upset about, right? That archive has been sitting there for a little while. I think it's a take hostages, and it's been there since in a very early on hidden stash. At least a mid-game hidden stash, at least. Is that a ward? I don't know what that is. It might be a ward from somewhere. It might be just a used token. I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, Steph's card above her draw pile is the archive. Yeah, you see, I'm paying attention, guys. I know what's up. Look at that Amber that's been sitting on the Igor and the Dr. Millie all game. They haven't even done much lately. Sydney has a Logos turn. I can feel it. There's got to be a Logos turn coming out of Sydney. And the sigil comes down. So custom office steals an Amber, and then Stephanie gains the Amber back, so she's not going to touch her own Amber. Everything's clean, guys. Tricky play, but she plays the Asp. Oh, the Ingram gave the ward. Oh, what a good ward on Quinken. Dusk Runners? Ooh. Dusk Runners steal. Now, here's the question. If you have 2 Dusk Runners, I put them both on the Urchin, maybe. I mean, you did gain 4 Amber that turn. You know what? It's fine. This is fine. Splitting the Dusk Runners is fine. Now, do you pop the Seed here? Stephanie didn't even consider popping her Nepenthe Seed. I would look at that Seed and say, you know what? Maybe even the Hidden Stash on that turn, I'm fine with, right? Like, you could have seeded for so many things there. I think seeding for Hidden Stash just to draw more cards is a big deal. I think seeding on this turn would have been a good play for Stephanie. She's been sitting on it for way too long without considering the options it has. Unless she's saving for a particular play, I think pushing yourself past 6 Amber on this turn would be a good play. Like, Sydney's looking at her hand. She might not have the answers. She might not have the juice. But... oh. The candle unit! Oh! Is that like action capture one? Yeah! Action capture one. Okay, Miasma for later is great. What a guy. Candle unit, I'll go on record. Worlds Collide, my favorite art. Cool design. Not necessarily the best card, but I love the design. I love the spread. I love the art. Okay, Nepseed being saved for the Miasma is fine. I don't mind that play. I think Nepseed for Hidden Stash is a little bit greedy, but you could do it here because it would have won the game. But look at that. Sigil into Amber unit. Into Candle Amber. Wow. I'm a fan. Sydney's burnt one of her two TMTPs. There's the mug. Okay, yeah, like, look, she has the mug. I think that Stephanie... oh, Stephanie has a Ghostly Hand. I think Stephanie should have played Ghostly Hand. I would have considered, at least taken the moment to consider the seed for the Ghostly Hand play, because I'm not sure if Sydney can steal 2 Amber there. Seed, Dodger for Speed Digital into Igor. I think that's a decent play, especially because you're getting the Amber back on the Igor or the Millie. Yeah, if Stephanie had considered the seed play, and you even put the double Dusk Runner on the Urchin anyway, I think that Stephanie could have made more Amber that turn with like a reasonable amount more Amber with that seed play. But remember, Sydney isn't putting Stephanie in check yet, is she? It's also that Logos turn I've been talking about. What's really important here is that, yeah, the seed needed to happen because Sydney is not only getting out of check, she's getting out of check on Logos. There's only one Amber steal or Amber control in her hand on Logos. If Stephanie had been at more than 6, Sydney would have had to do a much less efficient turn than the Logos turn. Oh, this is a really cool game. There are a lot of really intricate, very high. This is only round 3, but this is a very high level game. I'm a big fan of this game right now. And look at all of Sydney's cards doing something. And look at this Hollowed Blaster. Look at the Take Hostages. Look at the Coda cards that aren't A+ in Stephanie's deck, slowing her down. Right? There's a couple little things in Stephanie's deck that are showing why Worlds Collide is actually a really strong set and can compete with Coda at this level. Oh, I'm a big fan of this game. So, big note, Sydney isn't putting Stephanie on check yet. It's only 5 Amber there. It's 5 to 5 double key? Come on, how can a game get better than this? And Stephanie has the seed from Miasma. Welcome to Coda, guys. If Stephanie has like a Nocturnal Maneuver right here, or something to get that 3 Amber off of Sydney's board while still handling her Delta, that's a big play for Stephanie. Here comes the Sanctum. She doesn't want to do it. She doesn't want to get the Amber stolen because Quinkin is still on the table. What an interesting game. There are a lot of choices. Like, there's a lot of choices that got us to here. There's a lot of choices that happened that got us to this point. Little things like killing the robot with that Dodger way back. Letting the Quinkin live, I think, is one of the bigger ones. Specifically because Sanctum is in this matchup. I guess Untamed too, but... Inspiration for the Asp, for the Steal, for the Not Lose. I think it also could have been for the fight for Take Hostages, technically. Yeah, we're just making sure. Go tell the judge. No, don't hold that game. It's fine. But this is a crazy... I don't think we're at time yet, either. And there's the miasma. There's the very important miasma. Seed for miasma. Like, Stephanie's been waiting to do it. Oh, no. So she's going to let her take it back. Like, that's cool. There's a lot going on. This is a very complicated game. And that just loses the game. That would feel bad to lose the game on that. So, yeah. Good catch, chat. That one goes to you, chat. Good catch. My friend caught the candle unit, but you guys caught the hollowed blaster. Crazy passive effects. Like, look at Sydney's efficiency. Love it. Stephanie picks up the miasma with the seed. Is she afraid of her artifact getting destroyed? Maybe? I don't know.
Steve, you go back to the tiebreaker.
What's time? Go check time.
It's called.
Oh, time has been called. Everyone, we are at time. So, it looks like Sydney gets a turn, right? I think if Sydney... So, the blinding light actually takes a lot of all the logos away from Sydney. So, there's 1, 2, 3 Star Alliance. I think you reap on Star Alliance, and then it's 8 to 8. Yeah, I think that this is... especially with the sigil and the translator, I think this is Sydney's game on time. And also... Wow. This might be Sydney's game on time. I wonder if Sydney has the steal. Sydney goes shadows. Sydney considers going shadows. Takes her time. Plays that guy. Oh, I don't know what that is. Reaps. Yeah, goes shadows. I don't know what's going on, guys. What a crazy end. Okay, it's a steal of some sort. There is the too much to protect. That's going to be the game. Yeah. And the Ronnie. So, between the Ronnie and the too much to protect, it's not like Stephanie wasn't winning the game anyway. Yeah. So yeah, Stephanie, does she have like a doorstep? Does Stephanie have doorstep in her deck? Oh, you have it open. Oh, great. Yeah, no doorstep. So, yeah. Wow, Fertility Chan and Virtuous works, and no one told me. So yeah, here's the tiebreaker. Forge a key at 6, and then check keys, and then Sydney wins the game. Wow. We are going to get them over here to talk about this game when they are done, but what a game. What a phenomenal game. You see, I love these round 3, 4, 5 games because they are where the best players just and the most interesting games kind of come out. Wow. It was decided on time, but I think that Stephanie didn't have the answers. Just give me a check. I don't think that Stephanie had the answers in the deck to make that work. But wow, what a game! Shoutouts to both players for not only playing very clean, very like I'm going to do this and being very clear about it, but also playing very well. I don't think I saw any major misplays. I think I saw. Okay, so Stephanie did have the miasma in hand, that's fine. Yeah, then it's just one more turn or something.